All right, I'm back. I don't know if that improved anything. Let's see now. All right, did that fix that? How's the stream now? I feel like if that didn't fix the stream, I need to get a new computer or Masada is fucking with me. So somebody let me know how the stream is. Apparently this is fucking annoying. I don't know what's going on. I just like fucking I'm trying to like reduce the amount of resources I'm using as much as possible. My computer's resources, but I don't know exactly. I'm gonna have to like fucking I don't know. Maybe I think I might know possibly why. I think I'm good though, right? Can somebody chime in and tell me how the stream is? I think it's better. Right? David Tay, just chime in right now. You're here, right? Hello? Hello? Is anyone out there? Is anyone out there watching the stream that can tell me if it's going well? Oh, man. I'm just talking to myself now, aren't I? I am just talking to myself. That is what is happening. That's what's happening right now. Just talking to myself. Hello, Sar. Holy cow. How's the stream? Please let me know if the stream is going well. I think I fixed the issue by doing the hard reboot. I tried a soft reboot. That didn't really work. So I did a hard reboot. Okay, cool. I just realized I was like one watching now. I was like, wait, who is that? And then it was me. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess if I'm on my own YouTube page, monitoring my own stream. Sup, Andrew Yu, checking in SAR. I think I fixed the video bit. I might, my video capture, it's preset to 1080p. So I don't know why it keeps like fucking. Should I try use buffering? Maybe if use buffering, maybe that'll help. Stutter. But is it as bad as last time? Like, when it was really fucking terrible? Fuck. I think so I cheaped out, I think, on the solid state drive. I got 256 instead of 512. That's not really great. I got this Mac Mini like at the end of 2024, and I thought I was like getting a good deal because it was like Black Friday and I was whatever. Wait, is the sound stuttering too? Holy cow! Fuck. All right, I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll work, but let's see. All right, that didn't work. I just deleted like 12 gigabytes of like hard drive space. I thought that was going to do something, but it did not. It did not. It did not. I'm trying to just minimize everything. Close everything that is not useful. Just freeing up my RAM, I guess. Trying to free up RAM. Freeing up RAM space by minimizing all my windows. I don't know if that'll help, but we're going to try it. We're going to try just going super lean. Closing every single every single thing that's not being used right now. We gotta save some resources. We have not enough minerals. We require more minerals. We require more Vespine gas, and we require more minerals, and we require more RAM space or solid state space or yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that helped, but wait, let me see. Let me see actually. What are my stats here? System settings. About. Let's see. I've got, oh Jesus, I've got 16 gigabytes. That was a mistake. I need 32 here. Only have 256. Yeah, I mean, so the other thing too is I'm running I'm kind of probably overextending this Mac Mini. I thought it was a really good deal since I got it for like $700 or $600. And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is amazing." But now as I'm realizing to connect two Thunderbolt 3 monitors, they're both 27-inch displays that are running 4K on a Mac Mini is probably not conducive. Yeah, Mac Mini. Well, I don't know if I can show it to you on stream, but it's really like it's like a thing that's this big. That's a computer. Sup, Steve? Checking in, Sar. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna try to next stream. I'm gonna close everything. I should probably just have a separate computer that's dedicated to like stream maximization because I don't know. Maybe this. Yeah, unfortunately, I thought it was great because it was like $700 and I needed a new computer. My other computer is a 2019 MacBook Pro. And 5 years later, I was like, it's time for a little bit of an update, but I don't want to spend too much. The Mac Studio seemed like double the price. But now I'm like, you know what? I probably should have just fucking sprung for the Mac Studio. But in any case, I've been... What processor is your Mac Mini? Let me see. All right, I'm getting tech support from my fans, yo. I got the Apple M4 chip. It's got 16 gigabytes of memory, RAM, 256 gigabyte hard drive. Let's see. Let's see what the hardware says. Graphics displays. The GPU is built in the M4 chipset model. It's got 10 cores. I think the biggest thing is maybe I'm running a non-standard resolution. I think that's it. Could possibly. Because like this... One of my Dell 4K monitors is probably around 10 years old, actually. Or maybe even like older than that. So maybe the issue is I'm running an old monitor that's kind of like fucking up the resolution settings. That's kind of eating up a little bit too much. I don't think it's really the ISP. I think it's fine. I don't know. But the sound is fine still, right? I can keep going. Stream maximization costs my medical insurance like $300 a month. I mean, my medical insurance is $300 a month, so. And I get like the cheapo kind. I get like the kind that only really works if you get into a disaster. It doesn't really like. If you got a broken arm, you're gonna have to pay for that shit. But if you've died of cancer, you maybe not as much. Downgrade your resolution on the monitor you're streaming on. Oh, is that what you have to do? I'm gonna try that. Should I try that now or should I try? Is it unwatchable? It's not like unwatchable, right? My GPU usage. Okay. System. How do I? Is it? How do I do that on Mac again? Fuck. System. Something. No. System settings. You can like hear like it's not the sound isn't going like bad, right? Activity monitor, that's what it was. All right. I got tech support in here, baby. Let's see. Oh shit. I mean, OBS is using 100%, but Google Chrome I'm seeing probably around 26-30%, but OBS is using 104%, so clearly something is going on with OBS. Maybe I need to like update it or get a new version or some shit. Let's see. Memory. I mean, yeah, like oh, I'm using like 1.5 gigs on Google Chrome held per GPU of memory, and then another 1.5 on, and then Google Chrome. There's a lot of fucking like, yeah. It looks like I'm just gonna have to, because I do have a lot of tabs open on Google Chrome on my other desktops. So that's probably taking up a lot of fucking memory. There's all these Google Chrome renderers. They're taking up like 300 megs each or so. They're like, there are like 20 of them. Probably not a good idea to keep those running, I guess, while I'm streaming, but whatever. I guess I'll fix that. Or for future streams I will just run a bare bones Chrome. Cuz clearly this is not working out. God damn it. Chrome is fucking ugh, god. I mean, it's basically CIA spying me. Maybe that's why. You know, Mossad and CIA, they're just fucking, yo, what's up, on each end? You're just fucking slowing me down. Because the stream wasn't like laggy before, right? It's not like my computer changed overnight. So it was the same shit. So it shouldn't be really like a computer. All right. Everyone knows never to watch porn on your desktop, all right? That's like I it's like something I learned in fucking high school when I didn't have anything other than a desk. You always go on fucking incognito mode, obviously. And then you fucking close the fucking window after you're done. But then nowadays, why would you ever use your desktop? Because you have a fucking phone at your fingertips all the fucking time. It's like, and who pays for porn? That's like dumb. That's like the dumbest thing in the fucking world. I'm just kind of like, what are you? Who? Like, I have no idea how the porn industry even like sustains itself like economically. It's because there are so many retarded rubes who actually pay for it. I'm just kind of like, you've got infinite content on the internet for free. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, everyone's got a phone, Andrew. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a lot better than fucking using your fucking desktop, like be like Ted Cruz and accidentally like some fucking random porn shit on Twitter and get caught on it. I'm just like, why would you do that? It's like terrible strategy. You know? You learn a lot of like subterfuge strategies when you grow up as an Asian kid. actually. Not just about porn, but obviously more relevant to Asian kids growing up like me. You had StarCraft, right? you know, me and my friend, we'd all tab all the fucking time when our parents came around. It's like, it'd be kind of like bad though, like, cause sometimes I'd be playing like 2v2s or 3v3s, and sometimes I'd have to like alt tab and like be like, oh yeah, I'm studying, and then like 2 minutes go by while my friends are just getting eaten alive by zerglings, and they're like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, well, you know, um, I do actually use Firefox, but I use it for different. I actually, I probably need better tab management. I just have so much ADHD that I need all the tabs ready. I actually still practice pretty good hygiene though. I try to close tabs that I haven't used in at least a week or so, but I still, um, yeah. But you know what? I don't know. Again, not gonna ask for money, but on the other hand, I am making some money playing a little poker on the side. Not afraid to admit it. I'm still, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, so as long as rubes are willing to gamble their money away, who am I to, otherwise it. If I don't, if I don't steal it, somebody else will. Is that what Zionists say? Anyway, but yeah, I guess I still have bills and things to pay for and whatever, and so playing a little bit of poker, not too much, just enough to kind of get by. But maybe I should play a little bit more and get a better computer. Maybe, I don't know. What are the goon mags? Oh, we didn't even like. How did goon become a word? Like, when I was growing up, goon just meant like you were a thug or like a goon, you know. When did like goon? So it was funny because I was on Red Note, being the boomer that I am, on Red Note, and I see this post. I think it was like it was a funny post because like some Chinese person wrote something like, "What do Americans do when they're bored?" And then somebody wrote "fap," and then another person wrote, "No, that's uh old now. Now we say goon." And I'm like, wait, when did goon become like the appropriate lexicon for fapping now? Like, but yeah, cause like all I know is dragoon and fap. Well, obviously, I didn't even know that like what fap was for a while until like the fappening and all that stuff in the early, what was that? The early 2000s, 2010s rather. Yeah, I guess fap is more a millennial term and goon is more Gen Z term. I don't know. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm old. I'm old, guys. I'm officially old. You know? Actually, I should stop being in like the I'm old doomerism because like it really does become a self-fulfilling prophecy if you talk too much about being old because you're like, "Oh, well, I'm old, so I shouldn't work out because it's not going to help me out as much as if I were young anyway, and then that kind of spirals into you being a, fat piece of lard. Um, Bro, David, you are like even more of a boomer than I am, so you need to like get with the lexicon. Get with. It's funny, David Tay is literally, how old are you again? You're like, yeah, you're 44. Oh man, we old David Tay, we old. What's based? I'm still trying to cook based. Well, based is like, you know, somebody who's willing to say something that everyone else is thinking out loud but too scared to say it, I think. And then pause is like, no, pause is like hold up. Like, but because of Gen Z and pause, like you're pausing the fucking video or whatever. Like, hold up, hold on, pause. That's pause. But let's see. What are you guys talking about? Cooked is like you're fucked. Like you got owned. Like I cooked you. Like I'm cooking. That's the James Harden bullshit. Cap is like, yo, you lying. That's cap, yo. That's a lie. Pog? I don't know what pog is. I think that sounds. Pogs are like back in the 90s, isn't that? Like those little fucking circular discs. Aren't those pogs? Pause can also be used like no homo. Oh. Yeah, it's like that guy is jacked, yo. Pause, like no homo. Pause, I guess. Is that what you're talking about, Scott? No Diddy a lot. Well, I mean, that one I feel like is a little self-explanatory. Is it Gen Alpha? I thought it was Gen Z. I don't even fucking know what the generations are anymore. It's like, who's creating what? Gen Alpha is creating shit now? I don't fucking know. I'm old. That's right, it's gonna be cringe, Cucker Tarlson, because I'm fucking Gen Y. And I'm like close to Gen X. I'm like fucking, I'm a Xillennial. I am fucking based. I was born fucking based. You know what? Zionist means fucking Nazi scum. If you are Zionist, you are Jewish supremacist Nazi scum. That's what Zionist is. Because think about Zionism, is it literally started with collaboration with the fucking Nazis. That's what Zionism is. In the first 10 years of Israel's existence, they actually didn't want people to talk about fucking the Holocaust because they thought it was embarrassing that Jews just died, even though they helped them die. So for the longest time, Zionists actually somewhat squelched people from talking about the Holocaust because they thought it made them look bad. Not only that, because it actually does make them look bad if you look into the real fucking truth about the Holocaust. So those are two reasons. They thought it made them look weak, and if you actually dig up actual fucking research on the Holocaust, you'll see that they actually look bad because guess what? They collaborated. PogChamp. What the fuck is that explains nothing. That explains nothing to me. All right. Well, I think there's enough people here now. I've been yapping enough. But yeah, I called this stream the Screaming Sister Syndrome. And the reason I call it the Screaming Sister, do you guys all know about what happened in fucking Shanghai? This I think it was like some sort of tennis match or something that was going on. And this Chinese woman, I guess, who was married to, I guess, a Swedish man who was not there, but she was with her half Swedish, half Chinese son, who's probably embarrassed as fuck and would never want to be seen in public with his mom ever again. But, oh yeah, sup, Lumpia? But yeah, it was fucking hilarious because, now I'm like, yeah, the Chinese are starting to learn about the WMAF Mind Virus. And one of them said something like she's like the screaming sister. And I was like, damn. All my fucking creativity and like WMF Mind Virus and Oxford study, whatever. I was like, screaming sister is so much fucking better. Like the screaming sister syndrome, you know? That's so good. And it's like SS, you know, screaming sister, and you know, the Nazi SS. I mean, it's perfect. The screaming sister syndrome, right? Or the screaming sister disorder. Um but that's what it essentially is. It's like an Asian person thinking that they're white because they married a white man. Because guess what? That's literally what they incentivized during World War II. The only fucking Japanese people that were exempt from the internment camps was if you were married to a white man. So all this fucking shit that happened in the 1940s, right? Now it's coming full circle 80 years later from this fucking screaming sister syndrome. And, you know, I think, you know, obviously some Chinese people were already aware of the WMAF Mind Virus. I mean, like, obviously the ones who follow me, like, well in advance of the existence. But even without me, I think there's been kind of like, you know, with the more political based Chinese people who pay attention to like international events, I think there's definitely been more of a noticing, especially in the past 10 years, of this fucking screaming sister syndrome. That's what I'm calling it from now on. Actually, I'm gonna feel it out. I'm gonna see how it feels and test it out in the wild. But yeah, it's just kind of like, it just feels good, you know, when I saw those posts and I've seen like all these Chinese people on Twitter being like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? This fucking dumbass. But like, they were so brutal. Like, they think, the funny thing is, all these fucking WMAF liberals or women or whatever calling me an incel and like I'm misogynist and blah 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 for pointing this out. I was like, oh, you think I'm misogynist? Let me read some of these fucking comments that I got, because I posted out a Red Note. So in the past week, I've been posting more on Red Note, trying to be kind of like, you know how there are like these English language, like the Great China Translator, or, you know, the Great China. They're all fucking like racist pieces of shit that talk random shit about China. I'm doing the opposite now, except I'm telling the truth about America and its fucking Nazi tendencies towards Asian people. So now I'm fucking doing that. I'm starting to gain a lot of followers actually in the past few days. Like, I think yeah, I was at like 70 or so, and those were mostly like, you know, fellow Americans when we were all kind of going to Red Note in the beginning. Like, I think this was like half a year ago when TikTok was about to be, you know, taken down, and then we were like, oh, let's all go to Red Note. And then that initial thing, I probably got like 50 or 60 friends just from Twitter, right? But in the past few days, it's now I have like 211 followers, right? Just from fucking posting about the sister syndrome. Yeah, I'm causing a lot of chaos. But what's funny is that so I wrote this I wrote this post on Red Note, right? What do Chinese people think of Asian women with white husbands acting arrogantly to other Asians as if they are white? I call it the WMAF Mind Virus in America, but it's also known as the Oxford study in the West. So it's just kind of like, I kind of like was just curious, actually. I didn't know how Chinese people would react to this, right? Why is my fucking thing not now fucking... Yeah, there we go. And the first comment... Wasn't anyone reminding her husband to tie the rope securely before the race even started? Like, Chinese insults are like so... They're so like specific to like natural like phenomena, but like it's so funny. But it's almost like they're insulting you, but they're being really nice about it. But it's like even more biting because they're being so specific. All right, let me see. How do I translate this one? Oh, anyway, I heard the son was awarded to her since the foreigner probably doesn't recognize her family anymore. Someone else wrote, "Wow, did this gorilla escape from the zoo?" And these are Chinese women, by the way. Some of these people are Chinese women. So if you're calling me a misogynist incel, like, oh my god, these Chinese women are fucking brutal as fuck. Somebody wrote the embodiment of ugliness in the human world. It's so like solemn yet so like final. It's like the embodiment of ugliness in the human world. Like, yeah, I agree. The WMAF Mind Virus is the embodiment of ugliness in the human world. I don't know if I'd ever go that far, but yeah, I guess I agree with that, right? Let's see another one. Looks like an orangutan. Well, that one's pretty self-explanatory. You got to thank the husband for taking one for the team. We actually don't want this kind of trash. Okay, that's kind of basic. I hope her husband will be a decent person and take her away from China as soon as possible. Somebody just wrote there's something off about the looks. Okay, somebody was pretty serious. He was like, a classic example of ideological colonization. Common in China over the past few decades is becoming less so among the new generation. Essentially, it's a mindset of worshiping strength. And that's like, yeah, that's basically what I've been saying. You know, the Mind Virus is just about fucking hypergamy, right? It's just like, who has the money? Who has the power? Who's powerful in Western civilization? Yeah, obviously, like, the fucking Asian women are going to pine for white men. I mean, it's only fucking logical. Like the monkeys of Mount Emei, Meemei. I don't know if any Chinese people know what that is. But yeah, a lot of monkey comments, a lot of horse comments. Somebody wrote, "What are you insulting the monkeys of Mount Emei for?" Oh, man. So in Australia, somebody actually wrote something like, I remember a blind date I had. She used to go for white guys, but she was now coming back to Asian men. Turns out she'd been played and dumped by a white guy, but she spun it as her having seen the world and now settling for a quote-unquote ordinary guy like me. I pretended to go to the bathroom, snuck out the back of the restaurant, and left her to pay the bill. I informed him of the term bananarangs, because that's what they are. So I am educating the Chinese people about the Mind Virus. Somebody said, is it true that she's already divorced from her Swedish husband? But yeah. So, yeah. As you can see, people thought I was brutal. People thought I was, mean and whatever. I'm just kind of like, it actually reminds me of this phrase I've been talking about. So, I was thinking about this a little bit. The difference between Westerners and Asian people, in terms of why dialectical materialism seems kind of like very natural for Asian people. But for white people, especially like white liberal people, it seems to be not a thing. And the reason I suspect that is because white liberal people never got beat by their parents. Like, literally. Because, all children are special and you just need to help them grow, whatever. But because there was a push back in, probably like the 1990s and 2000 for all that soft-ass, weak bitch shit. But as you know, if you're Asian, Especially if you're Korean, you know, especially if you're raised in a Korean Christian household, you know what the favorite verses of every fucking Korean parent is spare the rod and spoil the child. That is the favorite verse. And the second favorite verse is children, honor your mothers and fathers. Those are the two Bible verses that have been seared into every Korean American kid's mind. Okay, I don't know how it works with other Asian American Christians, but that's what fucking is. Yeah, exactly, Olympia. Like y'all got your Catholicism as well. So you know what it is. It's like in the Philippines. If you fucking fuck with a Filipino auntie, that shoe is flying at your fucking head in 5 seconds, right? That's the dialectical process, right? A kid does something wrong, and then the fucking, hammer falls on you, and then you learn, right? You learn not to do that shit again because you shouldn't be a fucking douchebag piece of shit, even as a kid. Because if you're a douchebag piece of shit as a kid, guess what? You're going to grow up to be a douchebag piece of shit as an adult. And that's why a lot of white liberals are douchebag pieces of shit. While Asian people are kind of like, yeah, we got that dialectical reasoning shit down pat. That's why we crush at schools, you fucking barbarians, But the reason I bring that up is I was looking up, phrases like spare the rod, spoil the child. And one of the things that I kind of came across was like there was a more modern phrase that kind of encapsulated it by saying, if you don't discipline your children, society will discipline them for you. And that really stuck out to me. That's like, oh yeah, that's what this is all about, right? For the longest fucking time, Asian women have gotten away with this cognitive dissonance for fucking decades of the WMAF Mind Virus, like just fucking denying that it even existed for 60, 70, 80 years. So they got cocky. They got thinking, hey, this is normal to be this fucking white worshipping and fucking like, obnoxious to Asian people who are not married to a white man. Like, this is fucking karma, actually. Like, because they got away with thinking like this for so fucking long, they didn't even realize how cringe and disgusting it looks to the rest of society. And they still don't, right? A lot of them still don't. But it's funny because she got that lesson. She was undisciplined, right? This Chinese woman, oh fuck. Because this Chinese woman was, I guess, used to dealing with people in Sweden or whatever the fuck it was, where the fuck she lives, right? And that shit was natural in Sweden. That's because, like, she's literally sucking white dick, figuratively and literally, in that society. She's like, oh, in order to be accepted in Swedish society or where the fuck, I gotta act more white and I gotta act more entitled than other Asian people around me because, now I'm white. I'm part of the white team. So she naturally acted like that over and over again. You have these fucking, like, Asian women who just, because they lived in the West for so long doing this fucking nonsense, they think it's acceptable behavior. But then once she was in a society, right? Once she didn't have that disciplined society behind her, once she's in Shanghai, where everyone else is fucking Asian, and she's trying to act like this superior fucking bitch because she's got her son's Swedish passport. Like, now society is teaching you. Now society is teaching you what the fuck is up. So, all this to say, spare the WMAF Mind Virus and spoil the WMAF Mind woman. But yeah, let me see what's going on in the chat. I've been yapping a little bit. All right. Hello Doug in chat. Nico P, what's up? Nothing really going on. I'm just yapping a lot. I mean, last week, what did I talk about? I feel like every time I start a stream, I'm so like nervous because I'm like, oh man, what am I going to talk about this time? Nothing really happened in the past few days. But it appears I've always got shit to yap about. So maybe I'm not as scared because like I always got something to yap about. When I no longer have stuff to yap about, maybe I'll consider, making a stream less frequent. But yeah, no, I mean the screaming sister thing, it feels good. It feels good. I feel like every one of my ideas, I'm very early, Everyone fucking hates on me because they're like, oh no, Doug's an incel, Doug's blah blah blah, whatever, or Doug's like cares about race too much, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, all right, let's see what the next few years bring. Because every fucking time this happens, I'm fucking vindicated. And no one fucking gives me my flowers for that either. But I fucking remember every fucking time I was vindicated. And this is going to be one of those fucking times. It's already being one of those fucking times, right? I was right about the Maoists, right? I was right about the fucking what else was I right about? I was right about WMAF. I was right about like basically every fucking thing in existence about, black on Asian hate, Afro-Zionism. That's the shit I called out way before fucking, that CNN, what was his name? Fucking Van, whatever. I'm like, y'all are fucking Zionist imperialist shills. There is no fucking revolutionary black American movement anymore. They killed that in the 1970s. Like they killed Huey Newton and it was over. But nobody fucking listens to the Asian man, even when he's proven right every fucking time. There's not a single time when I was wrong, like completely wrong about something. Like I dare anyone to bring up a time in the past 5 years I was completely wrong about anything. There's none. There's no fucking time. Yet I'm the one who's always fucking biased. I'm the one who's always fucking whatever, Sup, BM? Good time to check in, Sar. Sup, D Wallace. Oh, I didn't see you. How's it going? Richard Yao, what up? Just checking the SARS. Steve, are you aware of the meaning 0? Isn't that 07? 07? Influence a sister called Cha's sister, and the white Jewish boyfriend always puts her down. Is like calling each other sister and brother a common thing in China? Like, or is that like just a weird translation? Because there's no word for whatever it is. Because I see that a lot when I translate thing like, oh yeah, Van Jones, right? That's right, Nico P. But yeah, it's just kind of like I see a lot of people saying sister and brother on Red Note, and I'm like, oh, is that like a Chinese thing? Because it reminds me, it reminds me of African Americans, right? Your brother, yeah, I remember in Zoolander, it's like, you're not like my brother per se, but like my brother, like when African Americans call each other brother. Speaking of fucking Zoolander, I saw this fucking French dude. There was this black model, I guess, that looked like fucking a horse. Like literally was made up to look like a fucking horse human. And like there was this like fashion show with like the most. It looked like. You know what it looked like? It looked like a fucking exhibit in the Vietnamese War Remnants Museum. Like, like this deformed face and everything. I was like, what am I fucking looking at? The Agent Orange section in the fucking Vietnam Museum? Like, what is this fucking nonsense? And I was just like, man, even Zoolander could not parody this shit. This is like bourgeois, like degeneracy to the fucking absolute maximum. Like it was just disgusting. And the funny thing is, like, I feel like this black American, or I think she was black, I don't even fucking know. But this person probably thought, it's like, this is my moment. Yeah, look at me. I'm whatever. I'm special now. I'm walking the red carpet in Paris. And it's like, bro, you are literally just, like, you know that France was kind of like the place where race science was developed, right? They called you animals back then, right? And you're kind of just being a fucking meme. I don't know what to say. It's just like, do they know what is happening right now? Do they know what's going on? This fall of Rome type shit. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's fucking, it's like, this is Nero's fucking Rome, where all this fucking degenerate nonsense is happening. The Ha sisters. I don't know what the Ha sisters are. Let's see. Roman salute. Was the Roman salute the exact same thing as like the Nazi salute? Like, did the Nazis take it from the Romans, or is the Nazi salute different? I prefer the physical to the emotional Oh, yeah. For me, I think like my parents stopped the corporal punishment probably around sixth or seventh grade or so. It's probably around when I was 12. I think by then they were like, I feel like I was a pretty good kid in general. At least before 12. Not to say I didn't get the meme. Got that for sure. But I think my parents were pretty good about it, actually, because, after every time, they would sit me and my sister down and be like, we're only trying to discipline you. We're not trying to, obviously blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times it wouldn't be like a full on like beat down. It'd just be kind of like a rap on the fucking, with the chopsticks, and then like sit, fucking Murako style, against, for like with your hands on your head for like an hour or so or whatever, some stuff that wasn't like terrible, that you wouldn't fucking have nightmares over. So I do appreciate my parents for, their parenting. I think they were pretty good, given the circumstances. I think my sister and I, we turned out pretty well. Some might disagree about me, but they'd be fucking retarded, so I don't really care. But yeah, I think my parents did the best job that I think they could have. I used to kind of, not hate on them for that. Hate on them for other things, but I think that they did the best they could with the information they had. So, I actually appreciate even those moments. I think, like I said before, that's dialect. It's literally teaching you dialectics. Don't fucking do that thing, or you're gonna get fucking beat. And I kind of agree with that sentiment. If you don't teach your children something, society will teach it for you. And it's very clear that non-Asian Americans don't get that lesson. Like, this is not just white people, mind you. This is a lot of non-white people as well that have taken on American characteristics of just letting your kids do whatever the fuck they want, right? I mean, it's really usually just immigrant, children who get the fucking stick, right? It's funny because that's what Teddy Roosevelt said, right? Carry a big stick and walk softly or whatever, right? If you're American, you should be fucking listening to Teddy Roosevelt. But these American kids, they do not listen to Teddy Roosevelt anymore. So yeah. My non-Asian friends did not get hit, but just got sent to the rooms that had their own TV. Yeah, that's not gonna do fucking jack shit. Like, they need to be fucking. Like, yeah, everyone's who's like Gen X probably, Gen X or millennial here, has probably seen the skit from Russell Peters, the bit. He Russell Peters is this Indian Canadian comedian. He had a pretty good set in the early 2000s. You should check it out. It's never really got better than that set, unfortunately, and he kind of just does that set over and over again now still, I think, to this day. But it really was a fucking great set. So definitely check out Russell Peters. You'll probably find what I'm talking about. But yeah, he was basically like saying, like, white people, you gotta beat your kids. And this was back over 20 years ago, right? Like, when kids were less insufferable, like, kids are even more insufferable now, especially white kids, like Gen Z kids. They're like the most fucking insufferable people on the fucking earth. And Gen Alpha is even worse, right? So when you see 20 years ago, even 20 years ago, Asians were telling white people to beat their kids, that fucking they don't have any discipline whatsoever, these white kids. And that's why I kind of find it kind of hilarious when Westerner Marxists, it's just kind of like, yeah. And it's, and I'm kind of like validated too in that regard, because even Karl Marx was like, or rather as Bakunin, who criticized or critiqued Proudhon, and basically saying, yeah, he never studied the natural sciences, so he didn't fucking understand Marx's economic theories. And it was like, yeah, that's basically every liberal today does not understand basic fucking math. Like, I took pre-calculus when I was in 9th grade, and even then it was fucking easy as shit to me. But, like, the average fucking American student does not know pre-calculus. That's fucking ridiculous. The average American adult could not fucking solve, like, f of x. What's f prime of x squared? Like, that's how retarded most American people are. But in Germany, especially 19th century Germany, most people knew that shit. Even the fucking proletarian. Because unlike America, people in Germany were not retarded. They treated science very, very strongly, very strictly. Proudhon was French, right? Germany was where all the fucking engineering came from. All the fucking great industrial revolutionary inventions basically came from fucking Germany. They were the fucking chemists. They were the physicists. They were the people who were making groundbreaking shit. Which is pretty much why they gave the Soviets and the world a run for their money in the first place. They were not stupid people. But yeah. Wait, what am I doing? I'm doing great? Why am I doing great? Air the shoehorn. Yeah, flying slipper, exactly. Yeah, I watch some Filipino TikTok. I know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the Amboys here and there. In my case, it's a lot of yelling and threats. Well, do they ever carry out those threats? Cause yeah. But yeah. When in doubt, you can always just react to stuff. Man, I am behind on these fucking comments. Tila Tequila. Yeah, she's a literal Nazi. My friend used to date Tila Tequila before she went crazy. Well, dating show on MTV. Howdy. I thought she looked like a chihuahua. She's probably still Roman saluting all over. Thoughts on Zhang Yu's new music video? Well, QFK, it's interesting about Zhang Yu's new music video because he says that he's quoting this great poet or whatever about, you know, hardship and whatever. But somebody told me that that poet committed suicide. So, yeah, I don't know where his uplifting rhetoric comes from, but probably not wise to have a song about, you know, replicating this guy's lyrics when he eventually committed suicide. If your message is, I'm trying to be uplifting. So that was interesting. And yeah, you know, he's got 30K followers, but clearly nobody fucking likes his music because, yeah, shit didn't even get 1,000 views. So, yeah, so you don't have to ask me what I think about the Zhang Yu stuff. You could the evidence speaks for itself. It's so funny how he has like literally no value to anyone, right? Like I said before, like I was telling someone this before. Well, let me read what I said because I think it was pretty poignant. All right, so Zhang Yu has like zero diaspora support. He has like burned all of his goodwill with the Asian diaspora at this point, and it should be pretty obvious to anyone who, I mean, like, he literally had a fucking GoFundMe for Taiwan, and he couldn't even get that filled, even though everyone was boosting it. Everyone and their mom was boosting it. That he was trying to get boosted. You know, his fucking own. That was like the funniest shit. I mean, I didn't think it was funny at the time, but now I think it's funny. Because, like, so a few years ago, back when we were still sort of friends or friendly, his mom's I think his mom's house got broken into and like a lot of stuff got stolen and shit and whatever. And it was kind of ironic because I was talking about a lot of anti-Asian hate and blah, 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 whatever. And I think this was kind of like somewhat after our split. So we weren't as hostile, or I thought we were still okay, but like just split. But clearly I didn't know that he fucking hated my guts this entire time. But it's funny because I shared his GoFundMe actually, because I was like, oh, well, you know, even though, you know, we have disagreements, I still, you know, don't want someone's fucking mom to suffer like that. That's terrible, right? I want to try to help. And he later on like was like, oh, I didn't. Yeah, you like something like he was mad that I did that apparently. But what's funny about that GoFundMe, I think it was like only for like $1,500. But he's so fucking unpopular, even though he has 30K followers on X or whatever, and blah, 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 and whatever. He's so unpopular that even like $1,500, that GoFundMe 3 years ago, didn't get filled. And it's like, yeah, nobody likes you, bro. Like, it's so, nobody fucking, your music is terrible. Like, the only people that don't say your music is terrible are the people you glaze all the time. And the moment they find you or you find them not useful to you, guess what? They're going to be like, yeah, that shit's fucking sucked. Because, Jesus fuck. And so, yeah, I told someone he has no Asian diaspora support. So clearly he has no value in America, because guess who would listen to him the most? Asian people. Like, white people in America. Why would they fucking listen to this guy in Taiwan that's telling them they're retarded all the time for minutia? Like, he crashed out so hard about some, like, stupid lib. I don't like this lib either, but she was just like, oh yeah, like a brush, like a fucking, brush for, the Juche thing, the North Korean flag or whatever, or North Korean kind of like symbol has like a brush. And he was like, well, if you knew what was up, you would know that was a calligraphy brush and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, bro. Like, all of his posts of like, man, if people only knew, about this Taiwanese shit, 1949, and how all Taiwanese people don't represent Chiang Kai-shek, and the 228 movement, and the White Terror movement, and that Mao Zedong actually respected Chiang Kai-shek when he died, and all these fucking details. If they only knew all these details, we would have the revolution tomorrow, and everything would be fine because I would be. It's just like, what are you fucking talking about? Shut the fuck up. You are fucking lame. And so he has no Asian diaspora support, so he has no fucking value in America, right? Like, Carl Zha has infinitely more value than Zhang Yu. I don't like Carl either, but he's just like chilling in fucking Indonesia, making random like videos about China, and already he has 1,000,000,000% more relevance than Zhang Yu. Like, maybe if you were an insufferable piece of shit that went down everyone's throat for getting little minutia wrong, like, it's so fucking. And the funny thing too is that, like, he's caught on to the left groypers who attack autism all the time. He's like, yeah, Doug's autistic, so I gotta attack autism now too. But the very fact that he focuses on these little fucking minute pieces of obsessively of these minute details that don't matter to anyone. Like, does he not see the irony of calling out autistic people when he's acting like a total fucking spurg all the time on the timeline? Like, Jesus fuck. Like, he's spurging out literally every fucking day on the timeline now. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, get over yourself. Like, how? I'm just, what I'm mad at the most? I'm mad at not seeing this earlier. Like, how did I ever fucking even become friends with this fuckface? Like, that's, and that too. China's already got its Taiwan strategy since 1978. Deng Xiaoping set it up. He was basically like, yeah, you acknowledged that Taiwan is ours, and we will allow you to come into this country. And he fucking got American people or the American government to do that. Because Deng Xiaoping knew that eventually, once China's economic strength is where it is at today, they don't have to take the fucking island militarily. They can just fucking wait shit out and see that the Taiwanese people figure it out for their fucking selves. Which they're starting to do without Zhang Yu's help, mind you. Like, he He's like, oh yeah, I'm blah, 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 I'm doing all this work, and like, nah, bro. China did that work already. You're just fucking like LARPing right now. China did all the fucking work to get Taiwanese people back into the fold. Because they were like literally the do nothing and win strategy since 1978. That's what Deng Xiaoping did. He said, we will not intervene diplomatically in any situation that doesn't concern us. And while Taiwan does concern them, they're still like, yeah, we're going to basically just keep doing what we're doing and let communism, the success of communism, speak for it fucking self. And guess what? The Taiwanese people are waking up all on their own. No thanks to fucking Zhang Yu. That's for fucking sure. So he has no value in Taiwan. And China, it's fucking preaching to the choir because there's no value there. So he has literally no value to anyone. Because he's already alienated the entire diaspora by calling us fucking diasporoids all the time and saying that, we're all, fuck, if you're not Zhang Yu, you're a banana, right? You're all diasporoids if you're not Zhang Yu. But we should, that's that's the hilarious part too. Well, I don't like Carl Zha because he blocked me because of Zhang Yu. So clearly they're in cahoots together. So that's why I don't like Carl. And he's somewhat of, when he talks about Asian incels or incels in America or all this fucking like liberal nonsense, I'm like, bro, you're literally a passport, bro. You literally married someone 20 years younger than you. So, pot kettle, bitch. Anyway. Yeah, that's right. I've got fucking tea on every fucking piece of shit that comes at me. Don't think I don't. Don't think I fucking don't. Everyone I fucking hate, there's a fucking reason. But yeah, and so he's not worth anything to China. He's not worth anything to Taiwan. He's not worth anything to Asian Americans. So who's left? Oh, I know. It's those white fucking Marxists that he glazes all the time. Because, like, he makes them feel like they're not fucking racist Nazis. When they're clearly being fucking, pieces of shit Nazis. They're the only fucking friends he has left. That's why he's fucking hanging on to them for dear fucking life. And guess what, buddy? I'm coming for them too. You think this entire time I haven't been working behind the fucking scenes, dismantling your fucking entire base, support base? You think I was lying down while you're fucking machinating your pieces of shit fucking little schemes against me? You think I was fucking doing nothing? You think this all happened on its own? Yeah, Zhang Yu, I'm fucking come for you. Because once you've declared war on me, guess what? I don't fucking stop till the threat is fucking eliminated. Yeah. That's fucking right. And to all his fucking allies that might be watching this, you can either choose to stay with this fucking cretin, or you can back the fuck off. Because if you don't back the fuck off, I'm coming for you too. I'm coming for everyone who fucking tries to fuck with me. Don't think that I don't know who the fuck you are. Fucking pieces of shit. I know all about this fucking Asian Trotskyite and who he's fucking, his left Groiper faction. I know all about you guys. Don't think I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway. No, Zhang Yu's not even a fucking party member. Everyone that I fucking go after, they're not party members. Otherwise, I wouldn't go after them. I'd probably just leave the party if they were actually party members. Because then I know this party is fucking fraudulent. That's right. That would be my statement. You know? Because the reason they're not actually party members is because they actually know they would have to submit to party discipline. See? They always frame it as like, oh, I'm so important. I need to be able to say what I need to say for the revolution. But really, they're fucking LARPs. These people that, you know, that go after me, that are aligned with Zhang, they're not even fucking part of the party. That's why they create these fucking left opposition groups like Trotsky outside of the party to try to fucking attack me from the outside. From the outside looking in. So that's why I'm just kind of like, all right, well, you're not part of the party and you're attacking me. Guess what? I'm going to fucking attack you right fucking back. Don't think it's just kind of like these pieces of shit think they could just fucking jab at me and not fucking get blowback because, you know, they're connected with people high up. Yeah, well, we'll see how that fucking goes. Anyway. Any fucking way. That's how I feel about all that shit. Because people think, oh, the Asian guy is... It's like, nah. You think you're smarter than me? Think I was born fucking yesterday? I was born, you know, I have dealt with antagonisms my fucking entire life, you know, not just the discipline from my parents, you know, every fucking faction in my life, my entire fucking life has been trying to fucking antagonize me. I can smell that shit. I have fucking spider sense. Like, if I've tagged you as a psychopath, I'm like 99% accurate. Actually, I'm probably 100% accurate. I'm just giving myself room for error, you know? Like people think this is my first rodeo in like, cause I'm just another Asian guy. Like, oh, he doesn't understand Western norms and Western sarcasm, Western irony and Western fucking manipulation, Western psychology and Western philosophy, Western whatever. Oh no, guess what? Guess the fuck what? I know all about Western fucking trickery. I know exactly every single fucking Western thought, and I'm still learning more. These fucking pieces of shit thinking they can run me over. Get the fuck out. Oh yeah, like I don't see race actually. That's like that's what fucking Logo said. I don't think race is important actually. I think really you know what I fucking saw, Logo? How do you know what this digit ratio is? This fucking white supremacist shit you talked about with Richard Spencer? That's interesting. That's fucking interesting, isn't it? But yeah, I guess I'm just an idiot. I'm the colored idiot who needed Christianity to be given to me. You know, that's why imperialism was actually not racist. You see, imperialism was not racist at all for the past 500, 600 years because, you know, it's all about religion. Actually, it's all about religion. Thank you, Steve. I try to educate as much as possible. And that's the other thing too. Zhang Yu's all the way in fucking Taiwan. Like, oh man. Anyway, I feel like I've talked enough shit. But that's what you're here for, right? That's what people are here for. That's what people love me for, I think. Because I'm based, right? I'm based, Steve. I say what everyone else is fucking thinking, you know, but are too afraid to say it out loud. Thanks, T. Wallace. Thanks for the update. All right, let me look at the comments a little bit. Checking in late SARS. Oh yeah, BM sup. Older sister maybe. Oh brother, here we go again. Hey, if QFK is gonna trigger me, I'm not gonna not pull that fucking trigger. I'm gonna fucking. If QFK's cocking that trigger, boom, 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 boom. Right, QFK. You would say that's a fair fucking response, would you not? What is 6'7"? Carl Za. Oh, fake and gay. Cornell West. Fake and gay. Oh, Cornell West is an idiot. What is 6'7"? What is 67 again? I forgot. I think someone explained it to me, but I forgot. Korean corporal punishment greater than Chinese corporal punishment. Korean number 1. Blah, blah, blah. Told this guy that his father didn't discipline him because he interrupted when he heard little. Exactly, QFK. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know this, because at the end of the day, wait, isn't Armenia part of Asia? So you're like West Asian, pretty much, right? Armenia, you're an Asian American, QFK. Yeah, PM is. She can talk a lot of shit, but Japan is never going to war with China without American backing. But yeah, Zhang Yu just gets less. That's why, like, you know, I've kind of decided not to talk about Zhang Yu as much. I know I talked about it a lot today, but that was just because I was triggered. But I'm just kind of like, you know, I feel like I've done, you know, enough, right? I feel like I've shown enough people the truth about him. I feel like enough people see that he's a fucking psychopath, or at least a narcissist, or both, probably. So I don't feel like I need to trash him anymore, because I feel like that's already going to happen. But, you know, if somebody triggers me, I'm not going to not fire the gun. If that's what you're here for, right? That's what you're here. This is the show where you get to trigger Doug Kim into ranting. Are you not entertained? Are you not fucking entertained? Is Zhang Yu friends with Haas? I don't know. I know they've talked to each other. I know Zhang Yu's talked to Hinkle before as well, because that was his first episode. Don't know if he's I don't know what their relationship is like. Not going to speculate. I do know that Zhang Yu was very interested in the amount of money Haas was making on streams, and Carl Za as well. So that's an interesting tidbit. He seemed very obsessed with that information, by the way, when I was actually friends with him. But yeah, that's interesting. All right, it's not daily Zhang Yu roasting. I don't roast him all the time. But it's just kind of like, it's just so easy now. It's just so fucking easy. You know what it is? It's like there still is that segment that kind of like thinks Zhang Yu is fine or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, all right, I guess my work isn't done. I guess I gotta dig up some more psycho posts. Oh, wait, what about the time he just, like, you know, basically danced on someone's grave for not buying him, you know, Venmoing him his half for fucking lunch or whatever. Like, that didn't convince you he's fucking crazy? Or how about the fact that he never says anything positive at all on his time? Like, I've never seen him say anything like good, optimist. It's like everything is just like, you suck, you suck, you suck for not knowing this about Taiwan. I'm just kind of like, bro. Like, even if I wasn't enemies with him, I'd just be like, this dude is like cringe. It's so cringe, man. Like, do you not understand basic human empathy? I mean, I guess not. He was a psychopath, so there you go. Charles Barkley roasting San Antonio women every time. Oh, are San Antonio women ugly? Zhang is so cringe. Why don't you like Carl's? Oh, wait, I said that. Someone telling Stan's good. Rap isn't good. Bro, I mean, come on. Has anyone honestly thought Zhang Yu was a good rapper? Like, at any point, are you turning on a random Zhang Yu song and bopping to it? Like, come on. Are you No. No. There is no one. I refuse to believe that there is anyone in the fucking world that just listened to that music for fun. I refuse. I refuse to believe that a single person ever turns on, hey, turn on that Zhang Yu joint. Yeah, let's bop to it. It's like, shit is terrible. Shit is like, you know what's funny? Because like it's so hilarious too. Because Zhang Yu and Logo, they both do this, right? They both like make the cringe as fuck. Like Logo, like I mentioned before, he has this whole fucking book on poetry that reads like it's just like ridiculous nonsense. And Zhang Yu too, like this fucking poetry, right? He was calling himself a poet by referencing this Chinese poet like in the 200 BC that committed suicide in his song or whatever. And it's just like, the funniest part is when they make fun of baristas or, you know, the liberal cells who like are all about art and whatever. I'm just kind of like, y'all are doing the same exact fucking bullshit. Y'all think that your subjective view on art, which is subjective also from the artist, is this universal thing that, you know, Hegel already said art is like the lowest form of like spiritual consciousness. Like, it was art, religion, and then philosophy. Like, art pointed to a spiritual consciousness. That's what Hegel said. But he said it's the lowest fucking form. And you have people like Logo and fucking Zhang Yu being like, yeah, this shit's gonna... Yeah, this fucking Eddington. Yeah, like, this shit no one ever fucking saw because no one ever fucking cares about a random Ari Aster film that A24 made. Because Ari Aster, guess what? He's a fucking satanic Naziist. When he's making Midsommar. Are you fucking kidding me? That pagan bullshit nonsense? That was fucking disturbing as fuck. But yeah, apologize, John Cena. Carl is psychopath. Yeah, Carl. Yeah, that's fine. So Carl does have a use, right? He's very autistic at Chinese history, I guess. Victor Gao, I don't know who that is. I don't know how much Taiwan comment. Yeah, it's just kind of like, who the fuck cares? And he made this fucking tweet today. Oh God. I guess now that you got me started, QFK, I can't put it down. But let me see this tweet he made. I think I have it over here. He said, question. Why do many Western communists speak of Taiwan's population as if we're the descendants of Chiang Kai-shek and all guilty of its real and perceived crimes, but don't speak of South Koreans the same way in relation to Syngman Rhee? Well, A, people like you glaze Chiang Kai-shek for whatever the fuck reason still. So I don't know. And no one fucking glazes Syngman Rhee in Korea. A, that's number one. B, everyone in America is aware of the fucking Taiwanese gusanos that are all over boba liberal media and fucking talk shit about Asians all the fucking time. So yeah, maybe they're like, oh, these Taiwanese Americans are boba liberal fucks. And C, the Korean people got rid of Syngman Rhee in 1960. They chased him out. They had to be fucking rescued from the Blue House by the CIA. Like, they had to airlift him out to fucking fly away back to Hawaii. So A, B, and C, we took care of fucking business. And not only that, D, in America, we're the fucking rooftop Koreans. We're not the bitch-ass Taiwanese fucks who say, I'm not Chinese, I'm Taiwanese all the time. Yeah, maybe because we don't do fucking cucked bullshit nonsense since 1949. Yeah, you ever think about that? Who are the are you serious, an illustrious miss? Like, who isn't the Taiwanese gusanos? Who aren't Taiwanese gusanos? Doug is in full form tonight. That's right. I'm always in full form. Yeah, Carl is just like a liberal retard. Just identity politics nonsense. Doug rants are good, but Doug's political and historical takes are better. I mean, yeah, you know, I like to sprinkle in some rants and whatever with some educational shit. I like some rap. I'm not going to diss rap entirely. I mean, I did. Y'all should check out my Forever Young. Guys, like, I feel like I'm not even a fucking professional rapper or anything. But I feel like I already did better here. You can check that out later. I already did better in this Forever Young than any of his fucking songs. I remember from Logo's tweets, he used to skateboard, calling gambling degeneracy when he dabbed in it himself. Wait, are you fucking serious? He was a fucking skateboard hustler and he called me a degenerate. What a fucking retard. Because, like, if you knew anything about poker, you would know that, yeah, it's actually very relevant to capitalist accumulation. But, yeah, he's a fucking retard. Logo just seems like he's constantly trying to seem quirky and unique. Yeah, he's literally a fucking DSA libtard. Oh, God. That's what they are, D. Wallace. Logo, Zhang Yu, whatever. They're all fucking know-it-all retards who actually don't know it all, but use the veneer of their, like, fucking know-it-all to, like, be like, I'm gonna gatekeep Doug Kim because he wasn't a Marxist, you know, before 2020. That's what they fucking are. Yeah, Taiwan itself is already moving. Yeah, exactly. They're just, yeah, exactly. They're full Reddit island. Thank you, Lumpia. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like all the non-white people were thinking the same thing about Logo, and I'm the first one who said it out loud. And I'm getting a lot of fucking, like, yeah, we see the same shit too on Twitter. That's what I'm fucking talking about. I am the one who has to be the based guy, who has to put out that fucking thing that everyone else is thinking, but is too scared to say out loud. Because the moment you say it out loud and you get, you know, dogpiled on by all these fucks, by all these fucking retard fucks who just, like, go along with whatever because they're too stupid to think for themselves, you're going to face a lot of fucking heat. And guess what? Guess who's used to that shit? Guess who's dealt with heat his fucking entire life? And a lot more heat once I started talking shit on Twitter. For the past 5 years, there's no one who's taken more heat on Twitter than me. No one. Absolutely fucking no one. From every single fucking faction, even within my own fucking party. That's how fucking isolated the Asian man is in America. But guess what? Guess what? As long as you stick to the fucking truth, like what does it say? Like Stalin says, you know, the winds of fucking history will wipe away the shit on my grave. That's right, Nico P. Art must be gatekept. How dare you? How dare this AI replicate this fucking Miyazaki slop? You know who? You know what I found out about Miyazaki, by the way? You know, Logo? You know what I found out about Miyazaki? During the 1940s, you know, anime was actually created, I think in the 1920s, 1930s. So it was a long time ago. It was actually before World War II. But during the 1940s, the Imperial Japanese Army came out with anime propaganda, you know, like to talk about what's going on in the war, but to put a cutesy face on it so people weren't like, oh, we're killing everyone. And those products in 1943 and 1945, those were the things little Miyazaki watched when he was young. And those were the things that inspired him to go into anime. And guess what his last pieces of work are? Imperial Japanese Army apologetic propaganda. So it's funny you say that. It's so important to preserve this man's art as a fucking institution when he's a fucking Nazi. But I guess you probably already kind of knew that because you're very clearly a Nietzsche stan, even though you claim that you're not. Because you bring up all these weird details about him. Like, why would you know all of that? Like me, I'm obviously researching it because, you know, the Nazis are going to kill us all, and I need to know every single detail. But you, my friend, seem to know a lot about Mr. Friedrich Nietzsche. Anyway. Yeah. That's right. You know, it's like people want to come at me, people want to whatever for what I say, and I'm like, A, it's free speech, right? B, did I say anything incorrect? Did I say a lie? Did I fabricate anything? Did I make anything up? No, I just attacked your fave, and you didn't like that I attacked your fave. So you're a little bitch. I didn't say anything that was false. I didn't say a lie. I didn't say anything that was untrue. And again, none of these people will debate me straight up one-on-one on any topic. Any topic they choose, one-on-one. None of these people will challenge me straight up. But, you know, I digress. It's like, you know, it's nothing new. Something I've dealt with for years, decades, my entire life, you know. It's like everyone, even in the party, trying to make fun of me for what every single fucking Asian can see for themselves, like the WMAF Mind Virus. Like I expected, yeah, you know, I expected liberals and white liberals to push back on it. Of course, they've been pushed back on my entire life, right? But I didn't expect my own party to say that I don't know what I'm fucking talking about when it comes to my own fucking ethnic group. But they'll listen to someone who's, you know, fucking 5,000 miles away because, you know, he's got 30K followers. Oh, man. It's just funny. Everything's funny. Well, I called him. Well, I didn't call him. I said, your tastes are bourgeois. when he was fucking glazing Miyazaki. Like it was basically that there's AI thing with Miyazaki, right? And he was so incensed because, like, you know, it was destroying Miyazaki's art. And then somebody commented under it. It was an Asian guy who commented, like, who cares? It's like, whatever. It's what, and the average person isn't going to tell the difference. And then he, like, got all upset or whatever. And when you watch the fucking video, yeah, you're like, the average person's not going to tell. Like, 99.99% of humanity would not be able to tell the difference between the AI version and the Mid-Journey version and the real version, Studio Ghibli version. And so I kind of chime in, and I'm like, I don't care either, because fucking Miyazaki was Nazi scum. And then he gets all fucking up in his fucking arms about that shit, blah, blah, blah. We have a little bit of back and forth about it. And I also kind of be like, yeah, who the fuck cares? This is, like, bourgeois nonsense. Like, weren't you, you know, didn't you hear about AI? Like, all these fucking, the fucking liberals complaining about AI and art. And you're just, that's what you, and he's like, no, well, this is different. Because this is an actual, Miyazaki is an actual form of art that must be preserved. It's an actual science of, it was almost like saying it was like a scientific art. Or like a methodology of art that needs to be preserved or some fucking bullshit. And then, like, we go back and forth, and I'm just like, yeah, your tastes are clearly just bourgeois. And then he got so angry. He was like, how dare you call me that, you degenerate gambler. Like you gambling degenerate or some fucking bullshit. And then that's when I knew. That's when I fucking knew he was in cahoots with Zhang Yu, because he never talked to me like that, or he never talked about anything personal about me his entire fucking, you know, I never even interacted with him, like, mostly. But all out of nowhere, he comes with this fucking ad hominem because I called his taste bourgeois. And then I even, like, kind of like, all right, calm down, all right, petty bourgeois, right? And he was like, ugh, take it back. You know, you're not standing on. He's like fucking LARPing too with this fucking trying to be tough guy bullshit. And I was like, all right, bro. You fucking retard. You fucking dumb ass bitch. And then he makes this fucking post about how America was always sinophilic because of fucking Kung Fu Panda. And that's when I was like, oh, this fucking white supremacist piece of shit, Nazi piece of shit, is fucking going down. And then every post, like, it's more and more like nonsense I'm seeing. I'm like, this guy is not fucking smart. He's just You know who he is? You know, when he quotes Hudson all the time and all this fucking bullshit nonsense about Hudson. He's that guy in fucking Good Will Hunting. You know, the guy who's like, well, can you tell me about the agrarian economies of the southern colonies? Can you tell me about the development of the agrarian economy of the southern economy? And I'm like, yeah, actually, because in the 1600s, they needed to develop that land, etc., blah, 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 whatever. I'm fucking Matt Damon in this fucking scenario because, yeah, I read that shit too, Logo. I read all that shit. Every philosophical shit you fucking reference, I probably read it, or I'm probably going to read it pretty soon. So, yeah, that's how it all started. He was being a douchebag to me. So I was like, oh, okay, you think you could just be a fucking douchebag to me and, like, try to, like, ad hominem me like a fucking retard and not get pushback because I'm fucking Asian? Get the fuck out, you dumb bitch. That's right, Lumpia. I'm the fucking villain. The people don't deserve but need. Because I'm not a hero. Actually, that was interesting. I heard some quote. It was like, communism is an ideology that renders heroism obsolete. We shouldn't have to have heroes. Communism should just render all, like, being a hero presupposes a world that needs heroes. So, yeah. You can kind of smell the Trotskyism on people who fashion themselves into some sort of like hero or whatever. You know, like, oh, I'm too important to have my real name online, you know, because I'm a stay-at-home dad. That's not petty bourgeois somehow, because I'm a stay-at-home dad that takes care of my kid with a wife that has a petty bourgeois job, probably. I mean, you live in fucking San Francisco. How can you not be petty bourgeois? Like, being insulted about that is just like, just denial of actual material conditions. And I'm just kind of like, are you a Marxist-Leninist? If you can't even realize that you're petty bourgeois by the very definition of the word? Like, yeah, I'm petty bourgeois as well. And so was Lenin. So was Marx. So was Engels. Lenin was the first one to say Marxism, it came out of bourgeois intellectualism. Because it's true. That's the fucking material conditions in which it came out of. You can't fucking work 14-hour days and come up with like 1,400 page work on prices of yarn and wool. All right? I'm just saying, like, the actual material conditions under which you live. And you get all fucking upset and have to try to, like, take a shot at me. Well, guess what, buddy? I ain't fucking lying down. That's the thing, too. I feel like people like Logo or Zhang Yu, they feel like they're so intellectually superior that they actually get, like, incensed when somebody disagrees with them. They actually get, like, offended. Like it's some attack on their intellect to get something wrong. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, not very Socratic of y'all. You know, you like to LARP a lot of Greek shit, but maybe you need to go back to Socrates and figure that shit out. Because you're not always right, buddy. Like, no one is. No one's always right. Even I'm not always right. Like, the reason I learned so much is because I took so many fucking chances on Twitter, dishing shit out, blah, 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 whatever. Getting my ass handed to me sometimes. But when I get my ass handed to me, I go back into the tank. I go back and find out why I got my ass handed to me. You know, that's why I fucking read all the time. Because whenever I feel like I don't know enough about something, I figure it out. I find out what I need to know. And that's, you know, I've been researching, you know, stuff for the Nazis. But now I'm finding it very useful. Like my research on the Nazis and German philosophy and all this other fucking nonsense. I'm finding it very useful, actually, because I'm sensing a lot of this ideology embedded in a lot of these people. Let's just say. Because that's the other thing, too. They depend on everyone else not doing the work, not reading everything. Because there's only so many people that are insane enough like me to have read the entire canon of German philosophy. There's only so many people who, like, even, like, try to do that, right? Let alone fucking do it. So, it's what he depends on is other people not really knowing exactly what was written, so he can kind of fucking railroad you as if, like, you're getting it wrong. Like, with all these fucking out of context quotes and bullshit nonsense. But, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah. This isn't the first time I've been underestimated since I was Asian, whatever. It's not going to be the last time. right? Everyone thinks the Asian man, there's no way. There's no way he can know all this shit about Western stuff. There's no way. There's no possible way. That's probably what Zhang Yu was thinking too. It's like, oh God, this guy, he just found Marxism last year and he's already more popular with me than the diaspora. Like, oh God, I've been studying Marxism since I don't even fucking know, 18? Whatever. What is it, Zhang Yu? 18? I don't fucking care. You can study all the fuck you want, but there is absolutely zero chance you will defeat me in the end with Marxist ideology. I guarantee you he does not know. He could not explain to you why the rate of profit falling is inevitable. He could probably not explain that to you. I would bet a good amount of money. He might study up now to prove me wrong, right? But before this stream, if he has never listened to it, I would bet a good amount of money he would not be able to explain that shit. When you were in high school, was the WMAF Mind Virus prevalent? Bruh, the WMAF Mind Virus was started in fucking the 1940s. It was always around. It's becoming less prevalent now, actually. It's somewhat correcting. Yeah. So exactly, D. Wallace. He's a fucking weep. He was like, "Hey, Hassan, call me up so we can talk about One Piece and communism." As if fucking Hassan isn't already captured by the Zionist lobby already. Like, I pointed that shit out a long fucking time ago. These ACP people don't even fucking get it. Like, he's repped by WME, William Morrison Endeavor, one of the top 3 agencies in fucking LA, of Hollywood. And this agency is run by Ari Emanuel, whose father was a literal fucking terrorist in the Stern Gang. So you think this Hassan guy is actually gonna be fucking anti-Zionist for real? No, he's fucking controlled opposition. So you talking about One Piece and fucking communism with this fucking Zionist shill, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen, you dumb fuck? And One Piece, get the fuck out of here. The dude, oh my God. There was this guy, apparently Peter Thiel wrote something about One Piece or something. He wrote this piece about One Piece or whatever, or it referenced One Piece. And then somebody asked Logo, like, hey, what do you think of Peter Thiel using One Piece or whatever? He's like, I think it's proof that Peter Thiel's team reads my tweets. And was like, holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Do you think fucking Peter Thiel is monitoring Logo Daedalus' tweets? Do you think that's... Come on. Anyone who's a Logo shill in here, you can answer this too. Come on. Are you fucking serious? You think that Peter Thiel is thinking about Logo Daedalus? He's monitoring his tweets today. He's looking at all this One Piece shit and be like, you know what? I gotta talk about talk about One Piece. I gotta stop Logo Daedalus from influencing everyone into Christianity. I gotta talk about it to counter him. Like, come the fuck on. Like, what? What world do you live in? You can't even do the basic thing of joining a fucking communist party. And you think you're some sort of fucking, like, hero. It's just so, like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But, I guess he's got a lot of important things to do, like talking to his daughter when everyone else in his life probably thinks he's a creep psychopath. And it's like, oh yeah, nothing beats talking to my daughter because the rest of you guys are so stupid and evil. Like all those fucking tweets. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. You know who? You know who I noticed are the only people who fucking parade their own family out for brownie points? Fucking psychopaths. Fucking narcissists. Those are the only people who parade their own children out for sympathy points. Like, Jesus fuck. Read the fucking room. You know what it was? You know what it is with both Logo and Zhang Yu? It's because, like, in a way, their reaction to me tells me something. You know how I said that, it was like, oh, like, Doug's only been in this game for whatever, you know, like, blah, blah. That's definitely true for Zhang Yu. I don't know about Logo, but I'm sure, like, he probably thinks a little bit like that, too. Because, like, the degenerate gambler comes, like, oh, what is this degenerate gambler stepping to me for, you know? Like, that's probably what he thinks, too. So with that mentality, they treat their followings as if they're a validation of their brilliance and their excellence. But the only problem is they gained their followings like 5 or 6 years ago when a lot of people didn't know that much about communism, whatever. And I guess, like, yeah, sure, they were, you know, early adopters, right? They found communism early. I guess through Logo with philosophy and whatever, and Zhang Yu through being Chinese and Taiwanese and figuring that shit out and learning Chinese, right? Expert at, Hokkien or, Mandarin and blah, blah, blah. And let me show you my Korean as well. It's like, okay, good. Okay, bro, you're good at languages. So yeah, they were early adopters. And because they were one of the very few voices talking about esoteric shit, and people were interested in that esoteric shit, they gained large followings. And yeah, of course, I came into this a little later, in 2020, obviously. And I don't have a big as big a following, right? It doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't really care about that. But they see that, they're like, oh, this guy has 10x less followers than me. How dare he fucking challenge me on anything? Like, they treat their followings as if they're some sort of, like, knighting, You've been knighted by the people to be more. But the funny thing about that, too, because Zhang Yu actually said this to me before. He's like, yeah, well, my music videos are going to do better than your TV show on YouTube. Well, I didn't release the thing on YouTube in the beginning. I only released that at the end because I was like, oh, this show's over. Like, might as well give it to people for free. So that's really why I put it up on YouTube. I wanted to give Just Doug for free, because it was only on Facebook Watch at the time. So it's like, you know what? Just put it up. It's over. So yeah, I didn't do any promotion for that shit. So yeah, that's not going to get a lot of hits. Still got like 5,000, 6,000 hits. So it's pretty good. But I bring that up because it shows you he's only concerned about clout in bourgeois society. Because what is that? What is followings on fucking Twitter and Instagram or YouTube or whatever in the fucking system that we live in? It's all bourgeois validity. So it's like, okay, great. The reason I left Hollywood was because I realized it was propaganda for imperialism. So I don't get why you're so, like, you're attacking this thing I made that didn't succeed in Hollywood. Because guess what? If it did succeed in Hollywood, that probably means I was useful for imperialism. So it's just like, it's actually a good thing it didn't do well in Hollywood, because that would mean I would be part of the system. And that would mean I was, whatever. Because, like, that's the thing, too. Like, that's what I realized by making the fucking show myself. I was like, oh. Like, this whole communist fucking thing kind of came out of my experience in making this thing, making the best thing I could of all time, and seeing what the reaction was from the industry. that taught me everything I need to know about what Hollywood was actually about. But he still, this was in 2022. This wasn't like a long time ago. This is like 2022, 2023. He was saying like, oh, well, my shit's going to do better than yours or whatever on YouTube. And I'm like, are you a communist? Do you understand what media is? Yeah, Lumpia. I say all the time, like, I don't care if I have 10 followers. I don't care if I have 1 million followers. I will say the same fucking shit. Garen fucking teed. Because, yeah, none of the shit I say is false. None of the shit I say is lies. If they're wrong, I honestly admit that I'm wrong. I've retracted tweets before. I've admitted that I was wrong before on Twitter multiple times, many times. You know, this is I do self-crit pretty regularly, actually. I never accept money for anything I do. Yeah. I'm just kind of like, this is just me. This is just fucking me wanting to inform the aliens 500 million years from now that someone called everything. Someone fucking called everything. Yeah, I couldn't. With One Piece, I'm just kind of like, dude, it's like 1,000 episodes now. I'm not gonna fucking. I just started watching. You know what I watched? I watched that fucking live action One Piece. So I'm only caught up to the live action. I don't even fucking knows what happens after that. But I was just like, this is the most popular. It's like fucking bullshit nonsense. I'm like, oh, I'm a pirate. Oh, I guess it has Christian themes or something. I don't even fucking know. But it's funny how there's all these Christianity in One Piece when, yeah, you know what Japan is? Japan is 0.1% Christian. You know how I know that? Because I went on a mission trip to Japan once in 2010. So the idea that One Piece is this like Christian fucking influential thing, especially in Japan, is kind of retarded. Yeah, sure. I know that Japanese places have taken Christian themes and using Christian iconography, but it's usually in a satanic way. Or, you know, yeah, literally satanic way. Like, all those Final Fantasy games, they were kind of satanic when it came to their depiction of God. Or killing God or whatever. Because guess what? A lot of Japanese anime, like Attack on Titan, take Nietzsche very seriously. They take all of his anti-Christian shit very seriously. So it's funny you like praise anime all the time when Japanese, they're probably like the most anti-Christian civilization on Earth because of Friedrich Nietzsche, which is so heavily embedded in all of their anime, something that you claim to not be a fan of, but clearly are. I mean, am I wrong? Tell me if anything I'm saying is wrong. Like any of my critics, am I wrong? Did I say anything wrong? Did I say anything a lie? Am I lying? Am I making an incorrect statement? No, I don't think so. Yeah, exactly, holy cow. I mean, they turned, you know, Kefka and Sephiroth and, you know, I guess, what is it in Final Fantasy? Isn't it just like Sin in Final Fantasy X or some shit? It's kind of like demonic now that I think about it. All right, I feel like I've been yapping for 2 hours now, so I think I'm going to stop it for now. I'm going to try to close Chrome when I do this next time and use Safari. Maybe that'll work. Hopefully that'll work. But yeah. No, actually, this is on purpose. I like this mad scientist feel this was started on purpose. I wanted to give this feel that I'm a fucking mad scientist in the lab, you know, Marxist-Leninist mad scientist. I call myself the Sherlock Holmes of Western history, and I'm the first Oriental Occidentalist, just researching the whites, knowing everything about white people more than they even know about themselves. So that's me. That's me. So, all right. I'll see you guys on Thursday, unless there's anything else. Anything else people want to say? I think I've been yapping. Maybe I'll stop talking shit, but that day is not today, and that day is probably not going to come for a long time. All right, later.